Well, for me, what I can remember is that growing up, my parents took my brother and I to the local rec center, and they let us try every sport: basketball, football, soccer, baseball, and I just remember basketball being the one that that kind of stuck with me the most. And growing up, you look at players like Allen Iverson, who I kind of molded my game after. Of course, Kobe Bryant. Um, I think those are the ones who kind of influenced me to take it to kind of a more serious level and take it a little more serious than just having fun outside and with the kids in the neighborhood. So when I think back to my earlier years, it's probably credit to those guys that gave me the most influence to try to play. Well, I remember my first year, or before going into my first year professionally in Australia, I just come off a really good college career individually. And I was kind of ignorant to how serious basketball was overseas. My mindset was just kind of, oh, well, I'm going to go over here, kill, and, have a chance to get back into to get into the NBA. When that obviously wasn't the case. I got humbled very quickly in Australia, and I realized that it's very much a profession. This is something that guys are doing around the clock, 24/7, every single day, and they have a lot more at stake than I did as a 21-year-old kid coming in into a situation. There are guys who are 30-something who are playing to take care of their families, and it's a different mindset and a different approach. And I think I had to adapt to that mindset and that approach and able to be successful and to be able to survive. So now when I look up in year 10, I think that's the thing that kind of stuck with me the most throughout my career, and I'm glad I had an experience like that so early, just because I think it kind of changed my mindset and it's gotten me to being able to have a successful career up to this point so far. Well, I mean, I'm not really sure that there is an end to this mission. Our thing that Iban has preached to us since day one is just to develop and get a little better every single day. And I think we are doing that within this last year and a half. I think it's a great testament to have everybody signed back from the previous year for the most part. And then obviously we add Cam into the mix, and my job as a leader, as a point guard, as a captain or a co-captain to Alberto is to try to make sure guys are comfortable. And a situation like Cam coming into a team where everybody is already familiar with each other, that was my biggest thing this year, to just make sure I get him as acclimated as quickly as possible, so that we can try to continue to have the success that we had the previous year. But I mean, it's a great group of guys. They make my job so much easier in terms of on the court and off the court, just because everybody's bought into the system. And I think you got to credit, Coach Iban, the staff that he's put together, and you got to credit Wamba for the job he's done as a GM to put a team like this together where everybody kind of has a chip on their own shoulder individually, but we put our individual aspirations to the side a little bit in order to come together and focus on a common goal, which is winning. I think the fans are great. Obviously, I think winning solves a lot. I think they notice the passion and the commitment that we strive to bring every day to not just Unicaja, but the city of Malaga. And some days it's tougher than others. Of course, some moments in the season are tougher than others, but I'm very appreciative of the fans and their support from us, from whether we're in our good moments to winning championships, to whether we're in our bad moments and having maybe some down stretches where I individually am having bad performances. My messages are still filled with support and positivity. So I'm very appreciative to the fans here. They make this feel like home for me, and not just for myself, but for my wife as well. So it's something that we don't take for granted. And again, we're truly appreciative to be in a situation like this. Well, the sneakers thing is just kind of game by game. I don't intentionally try to change my sneakers every game. It's just I might cut a certain way or I might move a certain way in one pair of shoes, and I might feel a little discomfort. So then I'll ask Diego, our equipment manager, to get some other shoes for me, ones that I know are a little more comfortable. So that's kind of what the shoes is about. And then in terms of under the basket before the games, it's just a minute of me praying, just kind of thanking God for putting me in this opportunity, asking for allowance for me to not take it for granted. Obviously wishing health on not just myself but my teammates and the other team as well. And I have a small talk with my uncle who passed away a couple years ago. Just having a small conversation with him before the game, but it kind of puts me at peace, and it kind of reiterates for me that no matter win or lose, good game or bad game, there are things that are more important. And for me, it just gives me that inner peace that no matter what happens, life goes on, and you just got to roll with the punches and continue to try to do the best that you can, and be appreciative for every moment that you're in. Well, I think it provided me kind of a safe space to be who I am as a player, whether that's in good moments, whether that's in bad moments, whether that's when I'm cheering my teammates on, or when I'm kind of introspective and not really having the best of the game, and the moments when I'm pretty hard on myself. I think the city of Malaga and the fans of Unicaja have allowed me to unapologetically be myself, for better or for worse. And I think they have rolled with me through it all, through the good moments, through the bad moments. And that's something that I don't take for granted, because I've been in situations where the off the court life might be great, but the on the court not so much, and vice versa. And I think we're here in Malaga, I kind of have the best of both worlds, because on the court, I think that I'm playing well individually and it's leading to team success. But off the court, I have that peace of mind where it's like I enjoy going out and exploring the city. Whatever it may be, just walking down to the beach, having some good food at some good restaurants. Whatever the case is, I think Malaga has just provided me with a positive space in that regard. So for me, it feels like home, and I just want the people in Malaga to know how much I really appreciate that. Well, I mean, for me, I personally think the job is really never finished, right? Because once you get one trophy, you're going to want that hunger for another one. And I think we saw that with the Copa del Rey last year. It was great that we won it, and it was a memory that I'll always keep with me for the rest of my life. But in terms of that season, we still had the Champions League trophy to win, and we still had the ACB trophy to win. And you fast forward to this year, more or less the same. We still have an opportunity to win a Champions League trophy and an ACB playoff trophy. So, is the job ever really finished? I'm not really sure. I guess I'm not really the one to ask about that, because as much as I appreciate moments and times, I know there's still more work to be done. Because as long as I continue to play, I still know that there's trophies to win, and there's still more success to be had. So, is it the best mindset to have? That's not for me to say. I know it's worked for me so far up until this point. So, yeah, no matter what may happen, good or bad, the job's never really finished. So, that's just my message, and I just try to live up to it and try to do what I can to be the most successful basketball player I can be, whatever that may look like. Yeah, so certified in person. So I've always wanted to be my own brand, right? As a even more so as a basketball player, as a human being, just because I know that I have more to offer to this world than just being a basketball player. I know I have a very strong feeling that my purpose in life is to be more than just a basketball player. So just trying to figure out what I wanted my brand to mean. I came across the phrase certified in person in a song, and it just resonated with me at the time. And what it means to me is pretty much no matter what you see, no matter what you hear, I'm 100% authentic as a person, whether that may be me as a basketball player, as a son, as a husband, as an entrepreneur. It's 100% authentic. And I think that's the most important thing, because in a world with so much social media now, so many filters, it's hard sometimes to decipher what is real and what's not. You know, what is authentic in person and what is not authentic. What's genuine in person and what's not genuine. So certifying a person for me is just, I think it's something that everyone can, you know, relate to in their own lives. But yeah, to simplify it, it just means 100% authentic in whatever you do. Yeah, so I've had my locks now for, I think we're going on about 9-10 years. It's the longest commitment I've had in my life. And taking care of them they kind of, once you get them redone, they kind of maintain themselves. You know, every now and then, of course, I'll have to wash them. Every now and then, every couple of years, I'll probably trim them a bit just because it gets a little heavy at times, especially in the summer when it's hot. But yeah, you just, you know, take care of them like any other hair. You know, you wash your hair with shampoo and conditioner. It's the same. It might take a little longer for me and with mine, but you know, it's pretty much all the same. Cutting them fully, no. I want to, and I probably am going to trim them sometime soon. But in terms of cutting them all the way off, nah, I haven't seen that. I can't really vision what that looks like right now. Not to say that it won't ever happen, but just right now in this moment, how I see myself 5-10 years from now, I don't think they'll be going anywhere.